All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. So, y'all ever notice that the people living through chaos are the ones that are most likely not listened to enough? Well, down here in Georgia, might I add, we have homeowners sending desperate videos pleading for Trump, National Guard, ICE to come here and save Atlanta, okay? Because good word, you know what I'm saying, getting around. Y'all know what I'm saying? Word of mouth is passing around. And we the people and everybody in each state is like, yo, we seen what you did with DC, Memphis, Chicago now, all these other places y'all didn't hit up. We need the help too. Hell, why not? With that being said, y'all, I'm finna go ahead and show y'all the first clip of the day to let you know, like, Queen Bee can back her receipts up. Yes, people in Atlanta, Georgia are asking for help in the neighborhoods. Okay. With that being said, it's coming straight from GR126929 on X. If y'all want to follow this person, let's dive into the first clip.
This message is for Team Trump and the National Guards. Come to Atlanta. Come to Atlanta.
His words.
Come to Atlanta. Next. I know y'all done clean Memphis up. I see so many videos of the Memphis motherfuckers happy. And as a homeowner, as a working man, as an entrepreneur, come to Atlanta. I beg of you. Get these YNs off these streets. Get these water boys off these streets. Come on.
Come on.
Now, these males ain't doing shit. These motherfuckers ain't doing shit, Trump. Come to Atlanta. National Guard. Come on. Get these young niggas out of here. Get these YNs out of here. Come on. Come on. National Guard, I see the work you doing in Memphis. I'm not one of them niggas. I'm a black man. I'm not a nigga. I'm a black man.
It's a difference.
I don't give a fuck about all that what the niggas say. I care about me walking outside. Well, walking my dog without having to walk with a goddamn pew-pew. Bring Atlanta back. Bring old Atlanta back. Get rid of these YNs and these single mom raising them. So let's do it, Trump. Bring the National Guard to Atlanta and send them motherfuckers right down there by the goddamn Mercedes-Benz Dome. Let them sit right there, all through West End. Stay on up through there, all through West End by the Krispy Kreme. Right there. Park it right there by the West End Mall. Get them all. Get them.
All right, now coming straight from Killmonger.was.r. On X if y'all want to follow that. I mean, I'm sorry, on TikTok if y'all want to follow him. So y'all see, I ain't saying that, and listen to that. Not politics or anything. This is survival, y'all. He names neighborhoods, he's named businesses, and he's begging for someone to act. Okay, that's simple. Well, I guess these folks are getting their prayers answered, y'all, because ICE teams up with the FBI right here in Atlanta, Georgia, and buses a hugest cartel. And where there's one, y'all know there's many. Let's dive into this, y'all, because it gets very interesting. And then I'm, of course, trying to alert my people here. Y'all be careful, okay? Because they are out to get the U.S. citizens. However they gonna do it. Let's dive into this clip, y'all.
But behind it hid one of the deadliest fentanyl. It was called Rainbow Fentanyl, a name that almost sounded innocent. But behind it hid one of the deadliest threats America had ever faced. Just hours before dawn broke over Jefferson, Georgia, the still air began to tremble. The low growl of engines echoed through the quiet streets. Then came the explosion, a single, blinding flashbang that tore through the night like thunder. The shockwave rippled across the wet pavement as red and blue lights danced on the rain-soaked asphalt. Agents shouted commands, their voices slicing through the chaos, shattering the illusion of safety. In recent months, drug packaging had evolved into something disturbingly deceptive, colorful, appealing, and dangerously enticing to children. Law enforcement had already seen the heartbreaking results: overdoses from pills that looked like candy. But tonight was different. This was not about a single overdose. It was about dismantling the source. As the sirens wailed in the distance, the quiet neighborhood woke up to a war it never realized had already crossed its borders. If you believe criminals with grenade launchers don't belong in American neighborhoods, And if you want to witness how this mission uncovered a hidden war that most people never hear about, listen closely. What happened next would change how the nation saw law enforcement forever. Within seconds, armored vehicles locked down the block. Teams from the FBI, SWAT, IC, Homeland Security, and the DEA Athens Task Force moved like a single unit. This was no ordinary raid. It was the opening strike of Operation Take Back America, a coordinated federal mission aimed at dismantling a transnational drug empire buried deep within Georgia's college towns. Inside the target house, agents uncovered far more than they expected. On the kitchen table lay stacks of plastic-wrapped cocaine and methamphetamine, and a tray of powdered fentanyl spilled onto the floor, its deadly dust glowing beneath flashlight beams.
Unfortunately, the packaging on a lot of drugs is kind of becoming flavorful and desirable by kids, and we're seeing a lot of issues with unexpected overdoses.
The emergence of these pills.
But the real shock came from the arsenal. 26 firearms, 12 of them AR-style rifles, and a dozen handguns. Wedged beneath the workbench sat a military-grade grenade.
So I'm going to pause this real quick, y'all, because this is the things that the community and citizens of the United States needs to start getting involved in. Ask your mayor, where did they get the weapons from? Ask your governor, where are they coordinating? Like, what are they doing to coordinate to stop the supplies lines and these type of things? Fentanyl rainbow pills. Look like little candy. I'm all for it. If y'all voted for Trump, voted for the administration, voted for ICE, and y'all love what they doing, drop a heart in the comment section. Like, drop the heart in the comment section. Let me see how many of y'all actually tuning in. Let's go.
Launcher. What they had discovered wasn't just a stash house. It was a fortress, a paramilitary stronghold disguised as an ordinary home. The room reeked of chemicals and gun oil. Blueprints covered the walls, showing routes stretching from Mexico to Georgia. Pin notes displayed coded payment logs, names, and phone numbers written in cipher. That's when agents realized they weren't just dealing with dealers. They were staring straight at cartel warfare hidden in plain sight. For months, intelligence teams had intercepted encrypted calls and suspicious money transfers connecting Athens and Atlanta to foreign accounts. Now, they had the proof. The operation was being led by a man known only as Chito, a 48-year-old Mexican national linked directly to the Sinaloa cartel. He'd served time for trafficking once before. When he got out, he didn't stop, he evolved. His crew used college rental homes as stash points, laundering drug profits through small-town businesses that seemed harmless from the outside. Across state lines, the trail continued. A drug bust at the port of Houston revealed over 1,000 barrels of precursor chemicals shipped from China to Mexico. Surveillance footage showed drivers exchanging packages in parking lots just blocks from the University of Georgia. To neighbors, they looked like delivery men. To the FBI, they were couriers for a foreign criminal network living among families, students, and professors for years without notice.
Or, in the garage or wherever,
Y'all, and I'm going to let that play through. But this is why we elected Trump. This is why we got Trump in office. This is why we support ICE, to get these illegals up out of here. Because why? They think they can come from they state, come down here, do whatever the hell they want to do here. Yeah, we got the land of the free, but it ain't the land of the free for the bullcrap y'all trying to bring through our doors. No. Killing our people. Now take that back to y'all streets and where you came from. They get into the clip.
That particular area and find this amount of drugs, especially fentanyl.
They found multiple types of drugs in pill and powder form.
A massive drug bust at the port of Houston. Officials say they stopped more than 1,000 barrels of chemicals from China headed to Mexico's Sinaloa cartel.
What stunned investigators most wasn't just the money or the firepower. It was the faces. Several of the suspects had already served time for major drug convictions, only to return to the trade once released. But this time, they were armed and organized, handling enough fentanyl to kill nearly 7 million people.
Ooh.
At sunrise, 13 federal and state agencies executed 12 coordinated raids across Athens, Atlanta, and Jefferson. Agents described the mission as urban combat in slow motion. Doors were breached in perfect unison to prevent warnings from spreading. In one home, Agents found ledgers recording nearly $900,000 in transactions. In another,
Wow.
burner phones still buzzed with messages from Mexico. By dawn, the evidence was overwhelming. A foreign cartel had planted itself in the heart of Georgia. Though the streets looked peaceful again, the agents knew better. When one arm of the empire is severed, another grows in the shadows. Convoys rolled down the interstate, transporting seized weapons, evidence crates, and detained suspects. Helicopters hovered overhead like silent guardians. Inside the FBI's mobile command center, digital maps glowed with red markers, each one representing a raid site secured. A calm voice came over the comms. All teams, stand by for extraction. No leaks, no delays. This wasn't just a narcotics operation anymore. It was the dismantling of a transnational combat network operating within American soil.
Wow.
The scale was staggering. Over 750,000 pills seized, each
Woo.
one laced with fentanyl, cocaine, or methamphetamine. 26 kilograms of cocaine, worth nearly $800,000. More than a kilogram of fentanyl, enough to produce 850,000 lethal doses. Firearms, explosives, and a single grenade launcher completed the arsenal. Investigators quickly realized this wasn't just a bust. It was a logistics hub for a billion-dollar cartel empire. From Georgia's quiet neighborhoods, drugs and money flowed across borders, disguised through shell companies and local storefronts. A tire shop that hadn't sold a tire in 2 years was laundering over $60,000 a week
Wow.
through a Chinese underground bank. Agents from Homeland Security tracked financial records showing connections to Sinaloa intermediaries. Messages pulled from burner phones referenced phrases like blue bag and summer heat, later revealed as code names for shipments and payments. Somehow, the cartel had even intercepted enough intelligence to echo FBI operation names back at them. The leak was real and dangerous. Meanwhile, fear spread through the community. Students at the University of Georgia woke to headlines showing grenade launchers recovered just blocks from campus.
Wow.
Parents called universities, demanding to know if their children were safe. The line between war and suburbia had blurred, and everyone could feel it. By noon, 17 suspects were in custody, 12 captured in simultaneous entries, 5 more after high-speed chases outside Atlanta. Each one faced life in prison under federal conspiracy charges. Among them were men who had already done time for trafficking, released early under parole. One field agent said quietly, "We're fighting the same soldiers twice." The room went silent, because for every cell dismantled, another was already forming.
Wow.
Still, the operation was a success. Nearly $1 million in narcotics seized, dozens of lives saved, and a cartel satellite crushed. But victory came with a warning. The network extended far beyond Georgia. Laptops and encrypted phones revealed links stretching to California, Texas, and Mexico. By the second night, federal analysts were already decoding terabytes of data.
One thing I gotta do though is put Georgia police, you know what I'm saying, all of the above on the map. I'm trying to tell y'all one thing about these folks down here, these police, they don't play. Okay? They don't play. You're gonna get caught. Okay? You come to Atlanta, you're gonna get caught. Okay? Stop playing with Atlanta police. Real talk. Let's get into it.
Cryptocurrency wallets, offshore accounts, and hidden shell companies connected like a web of digital veins. The cartel hadn't been destroyed. It was adapting, going deeper underground. And then came the message. Intercepted near the Georgia-Alabama line. Phase 2 shipment delayed. Heat high. Switch routes south. It was confirmation. Another convoy was on the move. ICE air recon drones launched into the night as FBI tactical teams mobilized on rural highways. Thermal cameras scanned forests, spotting trucks idling beneath the trees. Engines still warm. If those vehicles reached Interstate 85, the next wave of poison would disappear into America's bloodstream.
Woo!
By noon, 17 suspects were in custody, 12 captured in simultaneous entries, 5 more after high-speed chases outside Atlanta. Each one faced life in prison under federal conspiracy charges. Among them were men who had already done time for trafficking, released early under parole. One field agent said quietly, "We're fighting the same soldiers twice." The room went silent, because for every cell dismantled, another was already forming. Still, the operation was a success. Nearly $1 million in narcotics seized, dozens of lives saved, and a cartel satellite crushed. But victory came with a warning. The network extended far beyond Georgia. Laptops and encrypted phones revealed links stretching to California, Texas, and Mexico.
Wow.
By the second night, federal analysts were already decoding terabytes of data. Cryptocurrency wallets, offshore accounts, and hidden shell companies connected like a web of digital veins. The cartel hadn't been destroyed. It was adapting, going deeper underground. And then came the message. Intercepted near the Georgia-Alabama line. Phase 2 shipment delayed. Heat high. Switch route south. It was confirmation. Another convoy was on the move. Agents moved fast.
And that's when they got them.
Sealed the highway as black SUVs fanned out across county lines. Night vision goggles glowed. The order came. Intercept authorized. Engines roared. Tires screeched. And the pursuit began. The first truck surrendered. The second rammed the barricade. When the trailer was breached, agents found identical packaging, powder-coated bricks, hidden firearms, and another partially disassembled grenade launcher. Proof that the cartel was already rearming. The data told the rest of the story. Every alias, every contact led back to Culiacan, Mexico, the Sinaloa command center itself. Cryptocurrency spikes matched shipment times, revealing profit conversions in real time. The battlefield had shifted from rural roads to the invisible digital web. By midnight, Federal Co.
Okay, y'all. So there you have it. Now, let me just say this. Don't let this be another minute outrage, y'all. Bookmark the neighborhoods. Mention, ask your electees, why in the hell are these people pleading? And then treat it like talking points don't mean nothing, y'all. Drop down in the comment section. Do y'all want federal help or local reform? I want to know what y'all think in the comment section. Let's talk about it. I'm all for Trump. I'm all for ICE. I voted for this. I'm excited to see this go down. Save not only our the citizens here, save our children. We don't need this type of mess going on in here. Look here. We got our own problems to deal with. Why would we want to let other folks in to add to it? No. Stay where the hell y'all at or come through the right way. That's it.